A local church organized a vigil there at the scene last night, and it plans to pay for the funeral for one of the two people killed in that explosion on Monday. WMAR2 News is live. Megan Knight is live near the scene of that explosion, Labyrinth Road, this morning. Megan, there is more information about the victims of that blast.
Yeah, that's right, Christian. We're learning more about the other person who died in this explosion on Monday, as well as the ages and conditions of those who were hurt. Their names yet have not been released. But according to Baltimore City fire officials, of the 7 people who were rescued and rushed to the hospital, 4 of them have been released from the hospital. A 34-year-old man is still in critical condition this morning, and a 20-year-old man and 65-year-old man are said to be improving, but they're still in the hospital. As for the 2 who died in the explosion, Baltimore Fire saying one of the victims was 61-year-old Lonnie Hurriot. Her body was found just a couple of hours after that blast, and then also 20-year-old Joseph Graham, whose body was recovered around 1 a.m. on Tuesday. Pastor G.J. Barnes of Empowerment Temple AME Church says that they have offered to pay for Graham's funeral. He and about a dozen of his parishioners came out to this area last night for a prayer vigil, not just for those who were hurt and killed in the blast, but to the dozens of people whose homes were damaged or really heavily damaged and now have been displaced because of it. The church is actually just a couple of miles away from the scene here, and Pastor Barnes said that they were at the church at the time of the explosion and they could feel the ground shake. His wife and First Lady of the church, Janetta Barnes, says they just want to let people know that they're here if they need anything.
People's lives have been uprooted. This is a major traumatic thing. One family that I talked to yesterday as a mother and their children, she said her kids can't sleep because they think it's going to happen again.
Yeah, and we're told that there is another vigil that is being planned for this Saturday. As soon as we get more information about that, we'll be sure to pass it along. Christian, over to you.
Okay, Megan, thanks very much. Now, as for the cause of that explosion, BG put out that news release earlier this week, seeming to indicate that the gas pipes and the delivery systems were working at the time of the explosion. Has there been any kind of updates on the investigation into the cause since that?
Well, Christian, we haven't really heard any new updates since I would say maybe yesterday or the day before. BGE said that they have handed over all their gas and electricity data from this area to investigators who are looking into the cause. And they did say in their last update that they are looking into and focusing on maybe on something that what they call the customer side of the meter. So maybe an appliance or some sort of equipment that was in one of those row homes that may have caused this explosion. But again, they say it's going to take quite some time before they're able to pinpoint exactly what caused this explosion. So we're just going to have to wait and see what they come up with. Christian.
Yeah, and when you see that damage, you can see why it's going to take a while. Megan, thanks very much for that.